I mean, you're a professor in the International Space University in Strasbourg, right? What is exactly the International Space University doing? I'm not 100% sure. Is it about policies, or are you planning spatial projects, or what exactly is it you're doing?
Yeah, for the university, it's rather unique. And International Space University is it's a very special one, and this is most of the time I still think is more like the institution, or by legal definition, this is a non-profitable organization, and it's like NGO, and this is the International Organization for Education, Space Education. And so for this university is rather new. It was founded in 1984, I think. And then first program was delivered 1 year afterwards, and starting from the MIT in United States, and then it's lasting for almost 35 years. And for the university itself, we don't have the undergraduate student, and we provide the training for the space professionals, and most of the time they have a rather rich experience. And I also studied in the university before, many years before. I still recall it was in 1998. And I had a training in the university, and so so first is that we, as I mentioned, we don't have the undergraduate program, and we have the program for with degrees like master degree, and also just the training program, and it's rather short term, and as short as like 1 week, and or several weeks or 10 weeks, and this is the situation. And normally the shorter the program, and for the participants, they have much more experience, and because they are busy. So 1 week is affordable for them.
So what are space professionals? Are these the people who build who are space professionals? Like, who are the people that are coming to you? I just want to say I'm a huge Star Trek fan. So for me, this sounds very much like science fiction.
And this is also that when we're talking about the space professionals, and we have roughly like half of the participants, they have the engineering background, because space is still the project or engineering driven, and so we have half of the participants and of the engineering background or the project background, and another half they are quite diverse, and these officers from mainly the national space agencies like the NASA, European Space Agency, or like DI in Germany and the CNES in France. This is the kind of people. And we also have the lawyers and the businessmen, and we also have the journalists, and we also have so for the background, really diverse. For another half, they're covering almost all the area.
Wow.
Yeah. Some people even just a musician, or like the how to say, this is the actual TV. And,
Wow, that is really interesting. I guess that
and so many different people, and also other interesting things is that the participants normally, because they are lots of young and like a teenager or 20 years old, so we quite often we call them participants. We of course they're receiving some education, but most of the time the students also learning with each other. They use this chance to build a kind of networking for their future. And and also we have the professionals from different countries, and every year roughly like more than 40 from 40 different countries. And so if we are thinking about like anomalies, and they are coming from more than 100 countries now. I think like almost 110. So this is a really full coverage worldwide. This is something which I think is unique.
Yes. It
And
sounds
so for
really
the,
interesting.
yeah, for the, if you're thinking about the area, and so it's covering like 7 to 8 different area. I can list to you like space engineering, of course, and for space application. And this is build satellite, how to use the data, for example, telecommunication, navigation, and this is for the how to use it.
Yeah.
And we also have the things for the space policy, space law, space economics, and also business management and humanity, space science is more like the astronomy.
Yeah.
And also we have the so-called the human performance in space.
Okay.
Astronauts, how they should be heavier, how about
Yeah.
the problems. And this is also, this is dedicated for space, human space flight. So you can
Wow.
see we have totally different coverage.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you cover everything, right? I mean, from
Yes,
the
yes.
physical to law to ethics to everything.
Yeah. Psychology, because you know psychology is also very important. If you're thinking and if you want to fly to Mars, back and forth, it will take you almost 3 years. You know, you fly there, so very lonely. How do you handle it? You could handle it. Yeah.
Wow, that is super interesting. And your background is from China. You worked also in China. I saw also on LinkedIn.
Yes. And for my personal background, by education, I studied mathematics and then is the system engineering. And I was before I joined the university, I worked as the engineer for the system engineering, and I worked as like the system architecture for the human space flight.
Wow.
In China, we have a very nice and very fruitful space project. And so the coming year is a lot of coming year. This year, there will be a lot of highlights.
Wow.
And I worked there for almost 8 years, and then I moved to Germany and became like the manager of a company. And we mainly for the business rule at that time, we are doing the like the export all the procurements in Europe. And so this is a bilateral and business between China and Europe. So at that time, I was based in Munich. Then I worked also for the Chinese, the state-owned company, and based in Paris, and to be a representative there. And so my responsibility there is more like the public relation or the coordination, and also to give some messages to our partners or to the public.
Okay.
So this is the background. So in the university, I'm mainly teaching engineering and space policy.
Wow. So how is the cooperation, or what is how is the cooperation between Europe and China on space policy, or are there space projects that they're doing together, or is there cooperation on this field?
And for the things, the space policy, this is mainly the domestic issues, and the space agency that makes the policy. And for me, I'm still mainly working in the industry, working in the space industry. So I'm not the policy maker, but by my working here, I have to check, about the policy. China or in Europe. And before I come to Europe, I also worked in China and in rather early and mainly dealing the relations with the United States. And as that time, in last century, like 1980, 1990s, and China and the United States had a rather good relationship. And so at that time, I'm doing the things with them. And for the space, whatever the business or public relation, you have to get familiar with the space policy. Yeah. Because without that one, it's difficult. Because in this area, and it's very special, and because they have a lot of regulations, the space law or policy is set by the country, different country. So whatever for a businessman, especially, you have to follow the rules here, follow to follow to go make business according to the law.
Yeah.
And otherwise you will have problems. And
Yes.
so this is very important. So this is like the buy side.
Mm-hmm.
Knowledge was links with my work. And
Okay.
so I didn't really systematically learning about the space policy. I'm just learning by doing.
Wow.
Get the things, and especially when I was in Germany at that time, and we have to checking about the law and how about the space technology export control, import control. In China, it's the same situation. So this is the case.